You know, in all honesty, I wanted OBS to pick that up a little bit faster, but unfortunately, well, it just didn't happen. Just for presets for everyone, I am playing on easy just because the nature of this challenge will make certain combats nigh on impossible. And so I'm going to need to make use of this. The fact that it's on easy mode. Everything else really doesn't matter. And the audio doesn't seem like it's too overpowering. I'm just going to drop the music a little bit more. And game audio, for I'd rather the audio be really quiet as opposed to overpowering in every single aspect, considering I usually artificially boost the audio anyway in post-production. Now, without further ado, let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Point insertion.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until... well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
You know, even 11 times through, technically 12 times through, that cutscene still never ceases to amaze me. In its simplicity.
I didn't see you get on. No matter how many times I've been relocated, I never get used to it.
They also have subtitles on from the get-go, so you guys can actually see all the glory and stuff like that that happens. I would interact with everything that's in the environment,
End of the line.
but I know people have seen this game thousands upon thousands of times. There are millions of more people than I who have done this. As such, I don't feel as if all of it is necessary for me to show you, but I'll still show you at least most of my favorite parts. I'll admit even I can't hear Breen, so I'm going to up the game volume overall, which that is kind of annoying, but not much I can really deal with. Well, I missed. Oi, ugly.
Are you the only ones on that train?
Overwatch stopped our train in the woods and took my husband for questioning. They said he'd be on the next train. I'm not sure when that was. They're being nice, though, letting me wait for him.
Somehow I don't think you believe your own words. Anyway, I remember there was a little bit of a joke in one of these. I bequeath to thee a boot to the head.
Stop that.
I don't know if she genuinely said it. Yes, the no bullet run. I said this before you arrived, but I do have an explanation for what that run is going to be. I'm just not going to do the explanation. That is in fact a boot to the head joke. I did bequeath to that woman, even though it seems that I'm making light of her plight. I think she's just in denial.
Dr. Breen again? I was hoping I'd seen the last of him in City 14. I wouldn't say that too loud. This is his base of operations.
And one more Jenny and the Wimp, of course. That's disappointing. Oh wow, you're beating me. I thought you would. I've never actually seen that happen. Well, I've already gotten myself in enough trouble as it is. How fast do you work through those people? I just heard your voice not even 2 seconds prior.
Must be a mistake. I got a standard relocation coupon just like everybody else.
Your guesstimate would be correct. Oddly enough, one of the few things is this is actually one of the first games I've ever completed. So this cutscene doesn't actually have a lot of meaning for me.
Beer I owed you. It's me, Gordon. Barney from Black Mesa. Hey, sorry for the scare. I had to put on a show for the cameras. I've been working undercover with civil protection. I can't take too long or they'll get suspicious. I'm way behind on my beating quota.
As a very, very young lad,
In the middle of a critical test.
Sorry, Doc.
if I don't talk over the cutscenes, I'm not going to be able to get my word in at all.
Gordon Freeman. I expected more warning.
Yeah, you and me both, Doc. He was about to board the express to Nova Prospect.
Well, Barney, what do you intend?
I'm thinking.
Alex is around here somewhere. She would have a better idea how to get him here.
Oh, as long as he stays away from checkpoints, we should be okay. Listen, I gotta go, Doc. We're taking enough chances as it is.
Very well. And, Gordon, good to see you.
Okay, Gordon. You're gonna have to make your own way to Dr. Kleiner's lab. Oh, man, that's what I was afraid of. Get in here, Gordon, before you blow my cover. Pile up some stuff to get through that window and keep going till you're in the plaza. I'll meet up with you later.
Even though they've heard this cutscene 1,000 times before, and people have seen it on the internet 1,000 times before, I don't feel as if it's necessary for me to explain every single little thing, but I'll still let you guys listen to it because I consider it in poor taste to keep talking over it. It's just, I'm going to try to get in my speech before we go into full cutscene mode. But that cutscene didn't have a lot of meaning to me when I was younger, for I didn't even know there was a Half-Life 1 when I was playing this. Half-Life 2 was well and truly one of my first gaming experiences. And I still find not a lot of games actually compare to it. I might do a lot of competitive things, MOBAs, otherwise, but this one still holds a place in my heart, even here. And no, I don't have the wibbly-wobbly slapping crowbar mod. I don't have any mods on this game. I'm kind of a purist on these sorts of things, unless the game itself is a lot more fun with them. Or it's purely cosmetic, which, admittedly, that crowbar mod is purely cosmetic. I just don't consider it. I consider it in poor taste when it comes to Half-Life. It's a very serious atmosphere, whereas XCOM is, as serious as it is, very, very silly occasionally. Can I get past him? No. Now, could I do as you ask? I know a lot of people who do jokes about this game ruin that horrifically. There's thousands of jokes, thousands of silly videos in Half-Life 2, but you can't deny that the base game is serious. Okay, the gnome achievement is for those who want to play it sillily. And there is no silly gnomes here.
Got a damn hungry waiting in line for this crap.
Did you really feel the need to come over here and try to beat my face in?
The line starts at the end.
I didn't know that they actually said things in relation if you do a loyalty compliance check or something similar.
As a species, immortality is in our reach. This simple fact has far-reaching implications. It requires adequate thinking.
No one would like to drink this slop. I'm doing the world a favor.
It also requires planning, forethought that runs direct opposition
But imagine this. You're 10 years old, and up until this point, your gaming experience has been watching your big brother play Doom 3 and you pissing your pants over his carpet because your immature mind cannot really divorce reality from games at this point, and you think the monsters on the screen will actually come to you in real life. And then you come and play this. One of the first things you can actually stomach, because in spite of all those things that scare you, most of this is relatively human, if downtrodden. And yet you don't really think much of this. You go around exploring, seeing what to do, visit all known areas, listen to a speech about reproduction when you have absolutely no idea what reproduction even is, and so on and so forth. Everything seemingly watching you and every action you take. And I'm sorry, since I don't have access to sprinting, I will be jumping all over the place, if only because that's faster a little bit. Everywhere you go, everything is seemingly denying you. And then you just start intuitively getting it. It's just pushing you in certain directions, pushing you to rebel, and seeing what you do. It's an interesting experience. I mean, compare this to Doom 3, where your first taste of combat and violence is with an unholy abomination that's trying to tear your face off with its claws. For the younger me, this was a lot saner, nicer, almost, even if dystopian. Alright, I'm not going to take you off. And then there's, of course, this ladder which you can jump up to and then get a move on, but I don't feel much of a need to do so. Yeah, so I'm denied. If I get near this, they take pictures of me. So am I just not allowed through here, or you guys get angry at me? If they beat your face in twice, if I remember correctly, they will knock you unconscious. Beat me up, Scotty. Come on. I said beat me up, Scotty. Do it. There we go. And then you just wake up here. Not sure how they do that, if there's just like a trigger that teleports you back or what. I mean, if you're looking for games like that, I could actually offer up one in the form of, I believe, the colonization DLC for Civ 5? Where the game just makes it really unreasonable to not rebel. Keep chasing me. Oh. This is what happens when you don't look behind you. You get beaten repeatedly.
This is how it always starts. First the building, then the whole block. They have no reason to come to our place. Don't worry, they'll find one.
I always misunderestimated that, of they'll find one as in they'll find one of those rebelling people. Wait, what? Oh, right. Mouse sensitivity's at 7, so I just turn around instantly. Hey, look at that. Tic-tac-toe. It's near impossible to Jesus. Yeah, Postal 2, you're always violent. What was it? I could do some silly things with this if I remember correctly. Put you here, push this down, and... Can I fling the baby? I could fling the baby if I didn't miss the baby. Let's try that again, except this time we'll just throw it. Okay, we'll try it one more time. The baby fell off. Baby. Please. Although it'd probably be easier just to jump on it. And we fling the baby. Excellent. I do appreciate this game's subtlety about keeping you towards the areas you're supposed to go. Sure, the areas are still blocked off by doors, walls, and otherwise that would prevent you from just accessing those places. And to an inexperienced gamer, you would not be able to get to those areas. But even if you're curious, they at least don't force you to turn away immediately. Like, there's nothing that way, or otherwise. I wonder, do you see it? I always vaguely remember being able to see a strider when looking through this. Ooh, is the toilet here? No. But at least this game gives you some freedom of exploration. Let's watch them. I don't remember, do they break through? Yeah, they do break through, one way or the other. I, for one, have never played Postal, so I'm not certain. Look, I know you want to beat my face in. Yes, no, I understand. If I threw something at you, then hopped on this... Oh, you can't hop on that. Alright, never mind. Sorry, it's just who I am. I feel the need to try to break through constantly.
Was that you knocking? I didn't even know we still had a door.
Not break through, but try to circumvent where you're supposed to be.
Oh, I thought you were a cop.
He's one of us.
Look at him down there.
I told you they'd be coming for us next.
Just this once, I hope you're wrong.
Well, I'm gonna make him come for you. Huh. They're supposed to have a comment when you break the TV.
Cut it out.
Oh well. Alright, the two sad people. Let's say hello to the sad people.
I can't take it anymore.
He's gonna be okay.
What are we going to do?
We'll think of something.
My condolences.
Don't worry.
Please.
It's all right.
Their punishments will be severe for not listening to the brainwashing syndrome. I never knew that that toilet could actually be flushed. And yet you can't use the sink. That's disappointing. Yep, these are some ancient graphics for an ancient game. This game is nearly, what? It came out in 2001? It's like 17 years old. And now you can't go back. Well, time to run.
Attention residents. Miscount detectives in your block.
Hey, you!
Cooperation.
Move out of my way and I'll get in there.
There's no time to lose.
Full ransom the wall. Attention.
Can't knock anything over, and I don't have sprint, so let's just keep running.
Get in here, quick! Keep moving! Head for the roof!
Bam, off-world slavery. Fair enough. The ability to make choices is important, but I also agree that a good story, alongside good gameplay, is also necessary. Admittedly, the good gameplay is more important than the good story in question, as if your game runs like trash, not a lot of people are going to want to play it. Even if the story is fantastic. And of course I can take bullets like a madman. Oh, let's see, can I do one of my favorite things? Can I use you to push the other? No. No, I'm not going to do one of my favorite things. We can break the game on a future stream. Hello. Goodbye. Well, that's unfortunate.
Over here! Ha! No, you don't!
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
Attention, please.
We better hurry.
Person of interest.
The Combine can be slow to wake, but once they're up, you don't want to get in their way.
Protection team immediately.
Dr. Kleiner said you'd be coming this way. I don't think it occurred to him that you might not have a map.
As there's a lot of story here, I'll do my best to try to speak in between.
I'm Alex Vance. My father worked with you back in Black Mesa. I'm sure you don't remember me, though. Man, a few words, aren't you?
Well, I've got many words, you just can't hear any of them. I mean, there's this omniscient voice in the back of my head guiding all my actions as I continue to
Remember
travel
him from
through
Black
this.
Mesa? Your old administrator. Don't get my dad started on Dr. Breen.
I mean, that's what closed captioning does, Zenos. Every single action that can be done in the environment is always revealed. And that is the end of Chapter 1. A relatively quick transition through, if I do say so myself.
Funny, you showing up on this day in particular.
That segue is so awkward. When you go from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2 and hear what her tone of voice was. It's so strange.
We've been helping people escape the city on foot. It's a dangerous route to my father's lab, through the old canals. Today, we're finally on the verge of having a better way.
Hopefully you don't take that,
Here, let me buy you a drink.
Hopefully you don't take that notion to real life. Otherwise, I think a lot of
by the
people will be
way-
dead.
Nice to finally meet you.
Oh, yes, I gotta break Lamar immediately.
Where did she get to? Lamar, come out of there!
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr. Kleiner?
Oh, hello, Alex. Well, almost all right. Lamar has gotten out of her crate again. If I didn't know better, I'd suspect Barney of tracking and... My goodness. Gordon Freeman. It really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around outside. Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman, even if trouble does tend to follow in his wake. I must say, Gordon, you come at a very opportune time. Alex has just installed the final piece for our resurrected teleport.
I can't take any credit for the breakthrough, Doctor.
Nonsense. Your talents surpass your loveliness.
Let's just see if this thing works, okay?
Well, is he here? There you are.
Flirting
Man,
with the
Gordon, you
doc.
stirred up the hive.
Let's see.
We
How
can't
did I
keep
break
him
this
here long,
again?
Doc. It'll jeopardize everything we've worked for.
Don't worry, he's coming with me.
That's right, Barney. This is a red letter day. We'll inaugurate the new teleport with a double transmission.
You mean it's working? For real this time? Because I still have nightmares about that cat.
No, there's nothing to be nervous about.
cat?
We've made major strides since then. Major strides.
What cat?
Doc, since he's not taking the streets, you might as well get him out of his civvies.
What? Oh dear, you're right. I almost forgot. Barney, I'll give you the honor.
I've got to get back on my shift, but okay. Here we go. Ah! Damn it, get it off me!
Lamar, there you
I
are.
thought you got rid of that pest.
Certainly not. Never fear, Gordon. She's debeaked and completely harmless. The worst she might do is attempt to couple with your head, fruitlessly.
Get that thing away from me!
Here, my pet. Up. No, not up there. No. Careful, Lamar. Those are quite fragile. Oh, fine. It'll be another week before I can coax her out of there.
Yeah, longer if we're lucky.
Barney, you're not an animal person.
Well, Gordon, I see your HEV suit still fits you like a glove. At least the glove parts do. I've made a few modifications, but I'll just acquaint you with the essentials. Now, let's see. The Mark V hazardous environment suit has been redesigned for comfort and utility. Oh dear.
Doc, we don't have time for this. At least get that suit juiced up, Gordon.
Good idea. There's a charger on the wall. I've modified your suit to draw power from Combine energy outlets, which are plentiful wherever they patrol.
And yet you never seem to use
Get
them.
this show on the road.
Oh well. Well, the entire time I was doing this, I wanted to show you the G-Man sightings. Kind of a running gag and just a little forewarning of him watching you at all times, no matter where you go. I also was trying to break the teleporter, because it's one of my favorite things to do. I still don't know what does it. I think you just need a certain number of teleporters, or teleportations before it happens. There are no other secrets in Kleiner's lab, as far as I'm aware. So we just have to sit through yet another long cutscene before we get to the challenge run in question.
don't you position yourself near the panel over there and wait for my word?
Isaac, are you there?
Yes, Eli. Bit of a holdup on this end. You'll never guess who found his way into our lab this morning.
That's not who I think it is it?
Indeed it is, and it's our intention to send him packing straight away in the company of your lovely daughter.
Are you ready for us, Dad?
We're all set on this end.
Then let's do it.
Let's see. The massless field flux should self-limit, and I've clamped the manifold parameters to C base and LT orbifold, Hilbert inclusive. Conditions could hardly be more ideal.
That's what you said last time.
Hey, yeah, about that cat.
Initializing in 3, 2, 1. No fiddlesticks. What now?
Dr. Plug.
You're right. Gordon, would you mind plugging us in?
It's right there, Gordon.
What do you mean Barney can't be electrocuted? Why can't I plug Barney in? Alright, we're good.
Excellent.
You gonna let Gordon throw the switch?
Gordon, go right ahead. Very good. Final sequence. Commencing now.
I can't look.
Okay. Oh, it's
Well, did it work?
See for yourself.
Hey, Doc.
Thank goodness. My relief is almost palpable.
Fantastic work, Izzy.
Well, I can't take all the credit. Dr. Freeman proved an able assistant.
Let's go ahead and bring Gordon through now.
Right you are. Speak to you again in a few moments.
Good job, Gordon. Throwing that switch and all. I can see your MIT education really pays for itself.
All right, Barney.
Yeah, thank you, facility guard.
Gee, thanks.
Gordon, as soon as you're in position, we'll send you to Eli's.
And not a moment too soon.
Don't worry, I didn't break anything, I swear.
Excellent. Initializing in 3, 2, 1. Barney, if you'd be so kind.
Good luck out there, Gordon.
Yes, indeed. We're ready to project you, Gordon. Bon voyage, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Final sequence. What the hell? What is it?
It's your freaking head hopper.
Teddy,
Look out! There he is. Is Lamar with him? Get about that thing.
He's coming through, Dad.
What's going on, Judy?
I'm not sure. It seems to be some kind of interference.
Gordon, stay put. We'll get you out of there.
Something's throwing it away.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you? How did you get in here?
Hey, he's back. I'm getting him out of there.
Catch us Wade in the wheel. It will peel you apart.
Just lost Gordon. What's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm encountering unexpected interference.
Don't worry, Gordon.
There he is.
Oh, we're losing it again.
The man I saw. I'm all but certain it was Gordon Freeman. He didn't come through.
Then where is he?
Behind you. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Gordon, you must get out of here. Run!
Get down out of sight. I'll come find you.
I know not what episode 1's definition of no bullets is supposed to be. The only thing this is a self-restricted run on the request of an in-real-life friend. The run in question calls for that I do not use a bullet on an enemy. If I need a bullet to solve a puzzle,
Hey, Gordon.
then I'll do so.
The Citadel's on full alert. I've never seen it lit up like that. Get out of City 17 as fast as you can, Gordon. Take the old canals, right? They'll get you to Eli's lab. It's a dangerous route, but there's a whole network of refugees, and they'll help you if they can. I'd come with you, but I gotta look after Dr. Kleiner. Oh, and before I forget, I think you dropped this back in Black Mesa. Good luck out there, buddy. You're gonna need it.
So for the entirety of this section up until Root Canal, this will be my only weapon. With a few notable exceptions. But yes, unless I physically cannot complete a section without using bullets, this is my only usable weapon, hence why I'm playing on easy mode.